We're going. We're live. What's up, YouTube? Texas Rob here again. Single, solo. Solo, as always. I had a guest lined up for tonight, but just didn't work out. But that's all right. We make the best of it, right? That's what we do here. Oop. Knocked my speaker over. Well, it's your weekly video. And if you can't already tell, and maybe the name of the video will give it away, it's going to be a Jim Beam kind of a night. I got my lineup of Jim Beam. Not all of Jim Beam's products, but just the Jim Beam stuff. Because, you know, Booker's, Knob Creek, that kind of stuff. I don't have it. I have that, but I don't have it out. Because I'm just going to go with Jim Beam. Because when you talk like mainline bourbon, I mean, this is it. You got to talk about Jim Beam. Jim Beam, Maker's Mark. I mean, those are the ones that are always out there, but I mean, Jim Beam, you can't go wrong with Beam. They got good stuff. I mean, they've been doing it a long damn time, and they know what they're doing. So what I have here is my lineup of Beam, and I'll tell you what they cost and what to expect out of them. This is their double oak, obviously. It's 86 proof. Excuse me. So if you don't know nothing about the double oak process, they age it for however long they age it for, and then they put it in a brand new charred or toasted barrel and age it for a little bit longer, and thus the term double oak. It's pretty good. This is about, I think, like a $20 to $25 bottle, somewhere around there. And for what it is, for the money you pay, people who know me know that I don't like to pay a lot of money for a low proof bottle. I don't like to do it at all. If I'm paying $100, it damn well better be a good proof for me. I don't know. That's just me. That's my hang up. Maybe not y'all's. I don't know, but that's what I do. So for me, for an 86 proofer, 26 bucks, 25, 26 bucks, I'm downtown Judy Brown with that. This is their black, Jim Beam Black. And it's 86 proof also. That's the only thing. They proof them down so they can get a shitload out of the bottle, out of the barrel. So it really makes it a budget bourbon. I mean, at least it's not 80, right? I mean, 86 is low, but at least it's not 80. This is supposedly, from what I've heard, 8 years old. They age it 4 years, and then they age it another 4 years in another barrel. So it almost could be double oak. I don't know, but or maybe it's just 8 years in the same barrel. I don't know. I think that's what it is. But for 20 to 30 bucks, even at 86 proof, you can't beat it, because it's at least, from what I've been told, it's at least 8-year-old stuff. I mean, 8-year-old stuff is 8-year-old stuff. That's good stuff. Next one, and I'm doing this by proof, not necessarily price, but by proof. So this is what my buddy David likes. He buys this by the 175. Devil's Cut, and it's 90 proof. You know, and it's supposed to be, while the bourbon ages and the angel's share evaporates, some also remains trapped inside. If you watch the Mila Kunis was big on ads for Jim Beam for a while, and rightfully so. She's a cute gal. She was talking about the Devil's Cut. This is stuff that they extract this from the walls of the barrels, and that's where they get this Devil's Cut from. So, you know, neither here nor there, either way. But yeah, this is about, I mean, it's for this $750, it's like 20, 25 bucks. I mean, and it's 90 proof, so it's getting better. This I found down the street here in our little hometown. I'll go ahead and mention it. Well, it's right down the street from me. If y'all know where I live, the liquor store right down the street here in town. He's a good guy. This is the Jim Beam Rye Pre-Prohibition style. So Jim Beam Rye is a pre-prohibition style whiskey aged in new charred white oak barrels to 90 proof, a distinctively dry spiced rye with long soft finish, making this classic all-American spirit the perfect choice for whiskey, for any whiskey cocktail. So we're not having a cocktail, we're going to be drinking it neat tonight. Probably going to do the rye last just because they say, oh, the rye messes up your palate or whatever. But I don't know. We'll see. But usually I don't let it bother me. But this is 90 proof and it is 26 bucks. Now, this one, I believe this is the 2019 single barrel select that Jim Beam did. This is a little pricier. This is 95 proof, and I think this cost me like 45 bucks, something like that. But it's a single barrel, and it's pretty goddamn good. I mean, other than these are in batches, obviously, but this is a single barrel, so it's like got the barrel number on it and everything. And I don't know how many bottles they got out of that barrel, but it's got the barrel number listed on it, and that's pretty good. This is one I found in, I want to say Olathe, but I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it's Olathe. Discontinued. So, and this is their bottle and bond, 100 proof. And I heard they discontinued it. Maybe they haven't, but maybe some people still have it. This bottle is not open. I did try B-Jacks, and then I had a friend of mine, Dustin, pick me this up, and because he lives up there by it. And when he came out this way, he brought it back for me. And this was, I think, 21 bucks, something like that. I mean, 100 proof for 21 bucks. You can't beat it, man. And it has to be at least 4 years old because it's bottle and bond. So, I mean, it's 4-year-old bourbon. Anything's better than 2. I mean, 2, you want to be older than 2-year-old. Yeah, I mean, but we'll crack it open and we'll try it tonight. This is, if I'm not mistaken, this one is the 2020 single barrel, and you can tell I really like this a lot. And this is 108 proof. And this one I'm talking about, this was 40, 42, 43, 44 bucks, somewhere around there, but it's damn well worth it. If you see any of these out there floating around, go ahead and grab it. It's pretty dang good stuff. It's really good stuff. Really good stuff. So I got 2 glasses, one for the rye and then one for the other stuff. So we're just going to go through and we're going to have a little bit of each one. And how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yay, 7 pours tonight. Yay me. Now I've had this before, obviously, because it's open. Might have even done a video on it before, but I don't think we have. I can't remember. To me, this is just like Woodford Reserve Double Oak, but it's just not as, it doesn't taste, or it doesn't have the mouthfeel like a syrup like Double Oak does. Woodford Double Oak is freaking amazing. I mean, you can't say nothing wrong about Woodford Reserve Double Oak. That's good stuff. If you ever see a bottle of that, get it. It's pretty good. And if you got a good liquor store and they do a store pick of it, see if they'll let you sample it, like I've told you before. See if they'll let you sample it before. But some of those, you know, if you got a good store that does picks and you trust them, then go ahead and grab it. But usually Woodford Reserve Double Oak store picks are pretty darn tasty. I mean, this is pretty leggy. I mean, it's thinner than your Double Oak Woodford, but it's, you got Woodford Double Oak for 60 and this for 20 something. I mean, if you want a gift bottle for somebody, I would not feel bad about buying these for a gift for somebody. Somebody, oh, that's cheap. Okay, that is cheap, but you know, it's good stuff for a good price, in my opinion, especially these two. I mean, at 86, it's a little thin, but it's just got all the good flavors in there. I mean, and I mean, you can really taste it. It's to me, it's flavorful. It's got everything going for it. You can't go wrong with this thing, man. You can't go wrong with this, in my opinion. And yeah, I'm a budget kind of guy. I don't mind if I pay a good amount of money for a bottle. It needs to be a good bottle. But like budget-wise, there ain't nothing wrong with this bottle at all. Nothing wrong with this bottle. Nothing wrong with it. It's pretty good. even at 86 proof. It's an easy drinker. It goes down smooth. It's got a good finish. It's not really peppery on the tongue or nothing. Yeah, I mean, the finish is good. It's nice. It's not bitter. It's, just your vanillas, your caramels, and just, the only thing I wish, if it was just a little thicker on the mouthfeel, but I'm not going to knock it for that. I would not take points away from it for that at all, by any means. I mean, you can smell the oak in there for sure. It's good. The extra aged. I mean, this is a good bottle for under $25, man. I mean, or $25 or under. I mean, if you're paying more than $25 for these, then you need to walk out of that store and go to another store, because as much as I like Jim Beam, I'm not going to pay a lot for these because I know what they're worth. And if somebody's trying to gouge you on price, don't give them any business. Just go somewhere else. Find another liquor store. If you see somebody gouging prices, yeah, it's their store. They can do whatever they want. That's fine. I got no problem with somebody making money. But, if you can go get it from Joe's for $25 and Sam has it for $40 or $35, take your ass down to Joe's. Don't go to Sam's, because he's going to screw you. This is a little bit more. I feel like this is like about the same age, these two, but I could be wrong. To be double oaked, it just has to go into that second barrel for an undisclosed amount of time. It's not a set time. It is not a set time. So this is straight bourbon whiskey, so it's at least 2 years old. So, but it tastes way older than that. So I'm gonna guess it's way older than 2. But yeah, this extra aged black is pretty gosh darn good. It's got a little bit more oak in it, a little bit more corn in it. Still good though. Can't go wrong with it. Can't go wrong. This is one I have not drank a lot of this. I tried it and it was good, but I just haven't got into it. Now, David, if I'm not mistaken, he mixes his, which is totally fine, whatever. What is that old book old Fred No says? I think Fred knows. If I'm not wrong, Fred No quoted this, and I think he quoted it from Booker, his daddy. No, I'm sorry. I am dead ass wrong now that I'm remembering it. I'm almost positive it was Jimmy Russell. And he goes, I don't care what kind of, or how you drink your bourbon as long as you're drinking mine. That's something along those lines. I don't know. Jimmy Russell said that on one of those specials I watched. Pretty fun. That guy, I would love to meet the Russells. I think those guys, I'd love to meet Fred No too, Fred and Freddie. I mean, them guys, you talk about knowledge, man. Just, Jimmy Russell been around Wild Turkey for like 60 years, I think. Jeez Louise. I think my nose is getting crossed with those other two in here. I can't really, I mean, it's definitely like just punched with oak. I mean, if I had to say, wow, that really is extracted from the barrel staves, I'm like, yeah, it is. It's really woody. Insert woody picture here. I can't, because I can't edit, so you just got me. So it says made with bourbon extracted from the barrel walls, so it's a blend, which is fine. It's not peppery, but you can feel it on your tongue, right on the top and on the sides, going around the side, unlike those two. Those two are really smooth, really, and this is only 90 proof, so it's only four points up higher than that. But this Devil's Cut, you can, and the finish is really sweet, really sugary sweet. So it's a way different finish than even, it's like sweeter finish than the double oaked. But it's, even though you can feel it on the tongue, it's like a really, really super light pepper feel, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah, it's not bad. It's good. It's good. The rye, I'm gonna wait on it. So we'll just keep going here. And it's 90 proof too. So same as that. So we'll just go. I can go from there. I can go from proof to rye. I've got no problem with that. This single barrel is good. And this was the first one I bought. I thought, that's a weird, different bottle. Let me buy that. Then I found out what it was. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So that was 2019. And then 2020, I was like, oh, I found that. I got to get one of those because it kind of goes in line. So now I'm waiting until I find the 2021 single barrel from Jim Beam. And I hope Jim Beam, I would pay a little bit more. I would pay up to $50 if they would proof it up to like 116, even 112, 115. On a 112, 114. 108 is good. I like 108. And that's fine. I can be okay with that, but come on. But if you're going to do a single barrel select, like that's your deal, let's proof it up. Come on, Jim. Not Jim, really, but Fred. Come on, Fred and Freddie. Proof that up. Let's go. Not that they'll watch us. I mean, I hope they do. That'd be awesome. But I haven't had a drink of this in a hot, fat minute. Oh, and then they put the cork on this one. All their stuff is screw caps, but they did put the old synthetic cork on this, which is fine. I got no issue with a synthetic cork. Synthetic corks don't rot or crack or break up or, you know, come apart when you're trying to pull it up. Hence the old 1986 Old Granddad bottle that if you haven't watched that video, go back in the queue and you can see it. Where it's a bottle from 1986 that still had the tax stamp on it, and I cracked that bad boy, or I pulled it, because if you watch the other videos, all our older videos where Ken was editing and doing a good job at editing and, you know, making it good and funny, funnier than what I'm doing, way funnier. I love the sound of hearing cork. So I went to pop that cork on that bottle from 1986, and that son of a gun just was sealed. It was like varnished is the word for it around the cork, so it had a good seal on the bottle. And then when I popped that cork, it just broke and it stayed in the bottle. So we had to cut it and dig it out and strain it a little bit. But then we got it back. Now I still have the bottle. It's in the cabinet, and I have the bourbon in a decanter. So I still have it, and it is good stuff, man. It's Old Granddad 114 from 1986, and geez Louise, it's good. It is good. Super char. I'm like, you can it's like you take a drink and you just got a little vanilla and brown sugar and just like you're chewing on the char from the inside of the barrel. That's what it tastes like, and it tastes pretty gosh darn good. So this is the, what I believe is the 2019 single barrel. If I'm not, let me see. And if you guys know that this is not 2019, leave in the comments. I don't mind being wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I'm pretty sure this is 2019, but I could be wrong. I can't really read the Julian date on it, but maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's 2017 because it's got a 17. Either way. But it's Jim Beam, and it's 95 proof and single barrel. So, and it's pretty light. Like, you can look how light that is compared to this extra age. And look how light it is even compared to, well, it's going to be lighter than that. Let's go to this double oaked. It's really light compared to that. I mean, it's really light compared to that bottled in bond, and it's really light compared to that single barrel 108. Yeah, no, it's super soft on the nose. It's leggy. It's got some legs to it. It'll run. It'll run. It's kind of oily, good and oily. It does. People think I'm crazy, but it looks younger compared to all these, and it tastes younger. I don't know how old it is. It's at least 2 years old. I would say it's not much over 2 years old. That's my opinion. It's not as young as some 2-year-old stuff I've had that specifically say aged at least 24 months. But it's not, I would venture to, I would not guess that is anything over 2.5 years old. 3 years tops. 3 years tops. Just, it tastes good, but it's 3 years tops. Is since I've, I've drank a lot more. That sounds bad, but I've had a lot more of the older stuff. So like, in this definitely, now that I've tried it against what I remember there from my other stuff, and then even these bottles that I know how old these are supposed to be, this is way younger. It's younger. It might be a single barrel, but it's young. Alright, I have not opened this yet until just now. Because, like I said, I tried the stuff I tried the last time was at B-Jack's house. So, everybody says neck pour, but I always shake it up. Get a real good blend on it. That way there ain't no neck pour. I've had this bottle for quite a while. I just haven't opened it. And this is 100 proof, obviously, because it's bottle and bond. A bottle and bond, if you don't know what it means it has to be distilled from the same grain in the same year, at least 4-year-old, and put in at 100 proof. So same grain in the same season. So, and distilled. So you cut the grain, you distill that particular grain, and then you put it in a new charred oak barrel for at least 4 years. And then when you put it in, it's 100 proof. It's all, a lot of these beams can smell the same. I mean, oaky, woody, vanilla, a little sugar. This one is more ethanol-y. Ethanol-y, that's the word. This one is more ethanol on the nose than any so far. Like it tickles your nose hairs. That's the best way to explain it. Yeah, definitely got that peanut in there, and that's a characteristic of Jim Beam, and you can get it in a lot of their stuff. Good finish. The finish is really sweet. It's lingering. It's got it's a good, sweet, smooth finish. No hug at all. No hug in any of this stuff that I've had. I mean, it's a damn good bottle. And why they discontinued it is beyond me. But, whatever. It's their prerogative. It's their distillery. But, I mean, if you're pumping this out and you can just, I think it was $22. And I should have bought 2. But I bet I could go back to that store and that guy would have a few more, because this one had a ton of dust on it. But I'm telling you, if you find this bottle, or if you have it, treasure it, because this stuff is gone. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they're using it for something else. That's fine, but you know, I would pay $35 for this easy. Oh, if I found that for 35 bucks, I'd do it for 35 bucks because it just tastes great and it's 100 proof. And you get 100 proof for 35 bucks all day, people. All damn day. All day. That's good. That's better than this one. 100% it's better than that one. And they discontinued this one. Go figure. We just drink it. We don't get to make the decisions, right? If we did, it'd probably be a lot more stuff out there. Now this is B-Jack's. He likes this one. And I like this one. I don't know about old Raj or Ken. But this, I mean, and I don't mind the screw top lids. I don't give a damn. I don't have to have a cork. Some of the best bourbon has a damn screw top lid. I think, did Fred Minnick just do a video on that? I can't remember. But either way, there's some of the best bourbons have a screw top lid, in my opinion. Ain't nothing wrong with a damn, you don't gotta have a dang cork. Now see, you would think this would just be really ethanol on the nose, but it's not. It's super smooth. Man, it's good. I mean, just your typical Jim Beam flavors on the nose. It's got a color, nice amber color to it. I mean, it's darker. I mean, yeah, I mean, this, if I had to guess, this is probably the youngest bottle out here tonight. Now, could I do a blind on these? Probably not. I probably could, I maybe could pick out this one on a blind. I don't know, I'd have to try it. I don't know that I could pick these out on a blind. I could probably pick this one out on a blind just because it's youth. And it'd be tough. It'd be a tough blind. I'd have to do that one day. I have to do that. I'll have to do that with a guest and say, is this high dollar bourbon or not high dollar bourbon? Maybe that's it. Yeah, maybe we'll do that. But yeah, this 108 is proof is single barrel is really good. The finish isn't as good as this 100 proof bottle and bond. I mean, it's taste, the taste is good. Length, the finish, the length of it, I guess. This is probably pretty good. I mean, probably better than this as far as the finish. But I mean, for 108 proof, I mean, this is nothing. It's like drinking water. And I don't say that in a rude way. I mean, I'm just saying that's how smooth it is. That's a compliment to how smooth and the texture of it and just the flavors of it. It's just phenomenal flavors. I mean, you can't go wrong with it. This is a good buy. If you see this, and there's still some out there, if you could find them, buy this. If you're on the fence about it, buy it. It's 40 something bucks. It's well worth your money. And for 108 proof for 40 bucks, that's all day. That's a buy all day. Can't go wrong with it. Yeah. Pretty darn good. I gotta, it's a little brighter today. The sign here. So, now it's got a new glass for the rye. Man, that 108, I don't know. So let me I'll just real quick, I'll put you to the side. I'm just gonna rank these bottles really quick. And the order I put them in is nothing against them. Nothing against them at all. They're all really good stuff. I will have to go. God, I said that about the finish, but that 108 is still there. I'm just gonna put this. This one's gonna be my number one. because that finish is still there. I spoke too soon. That finish is still there. It's really good. It's really sweet. It's like it left real quick and then came right back. It said, "No, I'm not gone." Excuse me. Now those two. This is definitely going to be at the end of the line. I'll go. This is a toss-up between these two. If I had to pick tonight, like if you wanted me to go from the one that tasted the best to the one that tasted not necessarily the worst, because it doesn't taste bad. It's just not from more appealing to less appealing. We'll say it like that. Then I have to go the 108, the Bond, the extra aged, double oak, devil's cut, and then this single barrel 95 proof. We'll go there. Now, the rye, you can't really put that in with these guys because it's rye. It's bourbon. Totally different. If you don't know what rye is, allow me to educate you, please. Rye is 100% rye in the mash bill. It's a rye whiskey, period. No, these have to be 51% corn, and they can be whatever else they want to be. You can put rye or malted barley, unmalted barley, whatever, but to be bourbon, it has to be 51% corn. A rye whiskey is 100% rye whiskey, and a wheat whiskey is 100% wheat whiskey. That's the difference. I have had some of this. I bought it and I tried it because $26. Can't go wrong. $26, 90 proof. I'm not really a rye guy, but I had to get this because these guys were lonely. They said, "Hey, we need our little green brother," and so I went and got their little green brother. Yeah, those of you know me, I'm not really a rye guy, and that's not to say that ryes aren't good. It's just not my thing. But for you, I'll try it. Ryes smell like, your bacon. That's the rye spice. It's a spicy. It's not a rye spice, but it smells like a baking spice of some sort, But it's got a totally different. Look, it's pretty dark. That's darker than that 108. If I had to say, it's probably as dark as that Devil's Cut. That's definitely way darker than that. Now, and this is how much I'm not a rye guy. If you know, put it in the comments. Do you have to put rye in a new charred oak barrel? I'm not sure. Not a rye guy, so I wouldn't know. If you can age this in some of your used bourbon barrels, then there you go. That's where you get those characteristics from. But I don't know, because I don't know. Well, okay, so hold on. Let's read this again. Jim Beam Rye is pre-prohibition style whiskey aged in new charred white oak barrels to 90 proof and distinctly dry spiced. I feel like I just read this a little bit ago, and I probably did. So whether you can or not, I don't know, but according to Jim Beam, they age it in new charred oak barrels. So that gets that out of the way. We'll put that right there. It's at the end of the list because I'm not a rye guy, but I'll try it. It's definitely different. It is what it is. I would use it as a mixer, but drinking it is neat. Drinking it neat is not. I'm not a fan of it, but I'm not a fan of any rye, pretty much. I'd sooner drink Irish whiskey than drink a rye, but that's just me. Yeah, I don't know. It's just different to me. It's different. That's all it is. Nothing wrong with it. If you're a rye guy, more power to you. drink all the rye you can. Seriously. Because then I don't have to. No, teasing. Nothing wrong with rye. And if I ever have a buddy come over that wants a rye, I got one in my cabinet. So I'm covered. I'm good. If they like rye, then I hope they like this, because for the money, you can't beat it. If I was a rye guy, I'd probably drink the shit out of this, because it's $26, man, for a 90 proof rye, for a 750. Come on, can't beat it. I'm gonna drink the rest of this, but only for you guys, not for me, not because I like it, but only for you guys. Then I'm gonna chase it with some of this. Because I need to chase it. It's all right. It's good. It's good. This is a good lineup. This should be in everybody's cabinet. And even if you can't find the single barrels, take those out. You can find these. If you like rye, get this. 100%. I'm not getting paid by Jim Beam to tell you that. I'm just telling you that because that's, I'm a budget guy. I'm a budget bourbon guy. You can't get this no more, but if you can, get it while you can. Because supposedly they discontinued it and they don't make it no more. That's what I've been told by all the liquor store owners that I know. Either way, these three are a staple. Oh, and I do have the white label. Sorry. Damn it, I didn't bring the white label out. I got a white label too, but that's your typical Jim Beam 86 or 80 proof that they have out there. That's like the #1 selling bourbon in the world, if I'm not mistaken. Could be wrong. But, so I do have a white label. I totally forgot about it. I have it in a fancy decanter too. It's pretty awesome. I have my regular white label bottle in a Jim Beam decanter from 1967 that I bought empty and still had the cork on it and everything, and I cleaned it. If it wasn't so awkward of me getting up and going out to the cabinet and getting it, I would get it for you. But it's kind of awkward me getting up. What the hell? It's just us, right? Hold on. Hold that thought. Let me get the bottle. Or the decanter. See, that didn't take long. Here is my decanter. This has a Kansas tax stamp on it. So it was a bottle originally in Kansas. The cork is good on it. Come on, cork. Ooh, there it is. There's my cork. Look at that. I found this and I paid, I think 20 or 25 bucks for this decanter. And I was like, hell yeah. It was nice. It was in good shape. And I'm like, I can just take my Jim Beam white label and put it in this Genie's Aladdin lamp, basically, from 1967. And that's what I did. And voila, there it is. That's a pretty cool decanter. And I was like, yeah, I'm not going to just let that sit there. I'm going to put bourbon in it. And that's what I did. So I took my white label, my 750 that I had, and I put it in there. I forgot all about that son of a gun. I guess it didn't have the name on it, so, but... And there's nothing wrong with Jim Beam White Label. It's your low proof, it's your go-to, get shit-faced, do it to it. But I don't drink bourbon to do that. I did that shit when I was young. I ain't doing that stuff no more. I can't recoup that fast like I could when I was young. But that's so I gotta add this to my lineup here. Imagine Jim Beam White Label here. That's the Jim Beam I have. And it's good stuff. So don't be ashamed of buying Jim Beam. If you walk out of a liquor store and you got Jim Beam in your bag, don't be ashamed of that. They got good stuff. They have great stuff. It's nothing wrong with any of their stuff. If you're going to a party, get a bottle of Jim Beam White Label. It's very inexpensive. It's very prevalent. It's not allocated. That's the other thing. Oh, this allocated stuff. man, the heck with all that. Get something you like, drink something you like, and especially if you can get it. Everything here is really darn good. I mean, a couple things. I'll tease. The ride's all right. It's all right. It's just not my cup of tea or my glass of whiskey. But there's nothing wrong with these. Feel free to go out and buy all of these and not feel bad about it. There's Kansas stamp right there. So, other than that, that's all I got for you, folks. Just trying to, hopefully I'll have, like I said, I had a guest lined up for tonight, but it just didn't happen. Oh well, I mean, we'll reschedule. It's not a big deal. Just a neighbor buddy of mine, good guy. Hopefully we'll just get some more guests in here, and you can see somebody other than me. That's the plan here, folks. So other than that, this is my Jim Beam lineup. Go get it. And with that, we will sign off, and we will see you next week. Don't forget to give me a big thumbs up if I earned it, and subscribe if I've earned it. I know it's not as fun with just me here as it is with all four of us, but you know, one day we'll get not busy and we'll get everybody back and be good to go. Other than that, I'm going to get up and shut the camera off, and we're out of here. Y'all have a good night.